I just heard, are these witches done or are they finished yet? Are they done or are they finished yet? It's a group, y'all, and they're falling apart. They can't even keep it together. They can't even fake like everything's okay. You know how you see somebody and they're just trying to keep it together, especially if you're an intuitive person and you look at them, and not that you want to be invasive, emotionally invasive, but you're like, is everything okay? It's like that. But in this case, it's extreme. It's a group of witches, y'all. Where they at? What are they doing? They've scattered. Things are falling apart. Competition, competing where they don't compare. It's a very weird environment, a very weird essence, if you will, or the lack thereof. You know, essence to me is equivalent to divinity, like divine essence. When I think of essence, I think of divine essence. And when I think of fragmented energy, I think of diabolicalness. But maybe that's me, okay? Welcome to Spiritual Court TV. I'm going to channel this energy as best I can. If you're new, come on in. If you're returning back, come on back. Let's have a conversation. Stand up or sit down. Yeah, you got a group of witches. Okay, so these people are up all night. Somebody is up at night doing some type of spell work. This could be the witching hour. I just heard from midnight to the witching hour before the sun comes up. Interesting. It's a group of witches in competition with healers, teachers, shamans, and oracles. They can't compete where they don't compare. We're not cut from the same cloth, and some of you would not wipe your arse with the cloth that these people are cut from. And that's just the truth, right? Let's get into it. Holy Spirit, beautiful divine angels, please continue to put a shield of protection over me as I channel this energy. Divinely, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. I just heard, if you a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here. And the microphone, they want a show. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Victory, peace, calm, and harmony. Whatever you're doing is drawing attention, okay? Good, bad, and or indifferent. I just heard, I'm not for everybody. This is a channeled message. So you realize that everybody's not going to like you, but they need to accept if this, I don't know. I just heard they need to accept, if they know what's good for them, that you don't give a damn, okay? You're going to continue doing what it is that you want to do. I never really got why people are so like committed to watching people that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just show up to talk about people. Like, is that a form of therapy? Like, let me go project this out real quick. Yeah. Where all them scamming little witches at? Sitting there looking mad, sad. They were glad when they thought that they were putting the collective in this energy. Yeah, it's a no. We're not going to go down for you guys. We're not going to go down for you HEAUXs, you hoes. Listen, I can't make this up. Somebody's competing with healers. That's crazy. It's angels and demons. Look, and they're watching. Look at one eye. Peekaboo, we see you. Stalking, spying. They hate the fact that you know. Yeah, if you are a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here. That's the thing about being a star, right? You absolutely have to walk this path with no fear. You know that there's going to be some people that like you, some people that don't. That's okay. The show must go on. There's things that will get done, things that you are committed to, things that your destiny is pulling you towards. And whatever that is, the show must go on. The job must get done. The mission will be accomplished. That's a mindset. Once you set your mind on that, there's really nothing that can come in, especially if it's not for your highest vibration. Okay. So something about attachments, toxic cords, negative energies, karmic energies, bad habits. I mean, we're not surprised about this energy. Where are the scamming ass witches at? Sitting in the back. What's going on? Are they sitting in the back? Yeah, they are. Okay. This is what they look like. But what does that have to do with us, right? Are we running over to these sad ass witches like, aha, look at you, you're sad, you're the. No, we're not. We're not. But in fact, what they're doing is they're showing up to your show while you have a victory, success, accomplishments, focused in on something, and you do something really well. This is them showing up. It's like, who called you? What y'all scamming ass witches got going on? Are y'all finished? Or are you done? I feel like somebody's trying to see if they have thrown off your peace. Is that what this is about? Wearing a mask, child. It's a masquerade party. Somebody comes to the party wearing a mask because they don't really want you to know who they really are, which in the nighttime, they're channeling energy. They're chanting, they're channeling energy, and then they have to show up before the sun comes up to see if it's working. They're doing something excessively too. Somebody's got a point to prove. Somebody's like a glutton for this spell work. Yeah, to try to block your flow, block your money, something about finances, something about a bonus, something about a commission. Somebody could be a salesperson. Somebody's a really good salesperson. It's not that you're selling anything. You just offer people what you know they want, right? People know that they're going to buy something. They just like you and they're going to buy it from you. And somebody's competing with that. Something like that. You're the star, okay? Somebody could be getting awards, okay? Employee of the month. These people are terrified of your intuition. There's nothing that they do, think, thought, unthink, undone, try to cover up, uncover, whatever that they do that we can't find out. And this is really what has them afraid. So sometimes I feel like they feel like, why are you waiting to read me like a prayer book? I know that you know, but they still try to test your spiritual gangster. You're a gang star, a gang stalker. Somebody's gang stalking a star, a gang star. Something like that. Clarify, Holy Spirit. What's going on with these witches? Where are all the scamming little witches at? Sitting there looking sad. Trying to combat something that can't be combated, trying to compete where they don't compare. Nobody's saying this to them. This is just a fact. Because what happens when you don't call for people and they try to show up wearing a mask and you're like, yo, this is not a masquerade ball. You got to take that mask off. Like, who invited you? Peace be with you, right? And even when you wish them well, something seems to kind of backfire. They're stalking you, they're watching. Okay, show me these witches. They're fraudulent, they're fake, they're phony. Okay, we know that. What else is new? Third party situations. But what are they a third party to? Your success? They want to get in between your success. They want to come to your party, crash your party. Whatever this is, it seems like they're all scattered and they're all sitting up looking like this. Where all the scamming ass witches at? Sitting up looking mad and afraid because whatever they did, it was bad. Okay, whatever they did, if they did a death ritual, they know it's backfiring. Fear, guilt, abandonment. Okay, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything collectively, separated and divided from one another. And if they're sticking together, it's out of fear. Wow. Abandonment. Okay. Scattered. I just heard the universe say we're separating every demonic force from one another. I just heard confusing their language. Dang. That's crazy. Fear energy. Okay. What are they so afraid of? Of the truth coming out. You're a superstar. You're a part of the divine collective. The collective is seeing the truth, speaking the truth. I just saw a real big yellow butterfly. I've been seeing huge butterflies, y'all. Commercial break. I saw a big white one. I saw a big yellow one, a big orange one. Those colors could be significant. Something like that. Yellow represents happiness. White represents purity, love, friendship. Orange represents the sacred chakra, solar plex, creativity. Red and black could be significant. What's the red and black? Somebody's afraid that something's going to backfire on them. They could be wearing a red shirt and black pants to try to reverse some type of energy. Somebody's wearing red because they don't want death to return back to them. Hexing, cursing, things like that. Black magic. Yeah. Instead, they're trying to come in and be nice. Okay. Somebody's watching you like be free like a child. Okay. Your creative approach right now is very like fun, okay? It's something like that. Somebody has a job where they're having fun. You ever seen somebody say, well, I got to go to work? They're like, call off. You're like, no, I like my job. I'm going to work. It's something like that. Something about your creative side. I feel like this child energy, this innocence that you exude, chosen ones, I feel like they think that it's goofy, but they can't tap into it. But it seems to work out for you. You seem real creative in this free energy. You're so free. Okay. And your bandwidth for stupid people has expired. It's just not available. You just ain't even feeding that creative energy. Okay. I feel like when they see this, they think you're goofy, but really it's your inner child being goofy, being silly, being fun. But guess what? When it comes down to the come down, when you got to get down to the nitty gritty and roll your sleeves up to see what's going on, your intuition is on point. You see exactly what this is. And I feel like they want a reaction, but you're aware of that. Okay, yeah, you're not feeding these people. So you're starving these people out. Dang. Ain't nothing like a starving ass witch and a warlock, thirsty, mouth all dry, eyes all dried out, okay? Trying to figure out what's what. Somebody wants to tap into your intuition. Yeah, somebody's burning candles like all day. Return to sender. Okay, what's that red and black? I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Somebody could be wearing red and black. This is an impersonator. These are people that are stalking you, obsessed with you, want to take you down. They don't like you. They feel like you're doing something that they can't do. You do it better than them. You're a best version of yourself, and your inner child is having a really good time, and they don't like that. So instead of taking off their mask, they want to crash your party. They're coming in with costumes, wigs, glasses, costumes. Did I say costumes? And etc. Yeah, something like that. I just heard heirloom. Okay, what's going on, spirit? What's the deal? Where all these scamming ass witches at? Because you're in this leadership energy. Whoever you are, you a boss. Yeah, I just heard I'm bossy. I'm the first queen of scream on the track. I switched up the beat of the drum. That's right. And you brought all the knowledge to the yard. Somebody feels inadequate in the presence of your IQ. That's what I just heard. That's crazy. Go read a book. Go take a class. There's so much information. Okay. You too can use big words. Somebody's intimidated by you. Child, didn't I just tell you where all those scamming ass, raggedy dog ass, face ass witches at? Somewhere with bags up under their eyes because they're not sleeping in the night. They're not going to sleep. They up chanting. Then they wake up in the morning to I'm so tired. They getting ready for the next witching hour. They've been sleeping all day. I can't sleep, babe. I can't eat, baby. I can't think, baby. You consume me in my mind. You consume these people's mind. You're renting condos in these witches' head. Which way these witches want to witch it? Which way these witches want to twitch it? You're catering to your inner child. They're mad. You're a superstar. You're a star seed. You're a healer. You're a shaman. You're beautiful. You're radiant. They're trying to block your transformation. It's not working. Okay. They want you bound. They want you looking like them. They're like, come over to the pity party. We really, really want you to come over to the pity party. Okay. Clarify something like that. Emotional manipulation. There's more of that LGBTQIA corruption, bribe, and coercion. But you got the Most High God walking with you. This is why they running scared. Somebody's like, oh my God, this person really is chosen. Oh my God. Okay. I'm being real facetious because honestly, child, whatever. Get your rest, collective. You ain't got to stay up. You ain't got to do nothing here. Okay. Go to sleep at night. Let them stay up over these candles, talking to these demons, whatever they got going on, planning their next mind game, mind trickery, manipulation. These people are manipulating themselves. Too much confusion amongst them, too much chaos. They don't even know why they doing this no more. They just doing it. They're just hoping for the best or the worst, okay? And you keep showing up with this crown. Now they're running, okay? They don't know what to do. What they running from? I'm curious. Clarify, what are they running from? The gatekeeper. That's why they got on red and black. Yeah, I just heard, here come the men in black. Here come the men in black from binding somebody's like stuff. So a binding spell backfired, a finance spell backfired, an energy spell backfired, corruption, bribe, coercion, clarify. They want to create a core to you. They want some of that deity, that divine creative nature, that lights. They need to go night and nights. Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. You don't give a damn. And you're not apologizing for your intelligence, your stance. Somebody could be going to the gym. Isn't that a workout outfit? Somebody could be looking good. Somebody could be wearing green, pink, white, purple. You have the power. That's why they're running. Whatever they conjured up, whatever these men in black are, could be death. Somebody could have called on death and chaos. That's what they're running from. And you got the power. So you can control whatever chaos magic they're trying to send. Clarify, what y'all love doing that night? What y'all doing? Y'all chanting? Projecting. Okay. So somebody knows they can't touch you. They can't take you out. Well, I keep hearing you a superstar. If you are who you say you are, a superstar, have no fear. The crowd is here and the microphone. They want to see the show. They keep showing up to watch the show, but they're stalking, which lets me further know they're not invited because they got on masks. Disingenuously, they're running because they don't know which way to go. Which way these witches go? Where all the scamming ass witches at? This is what they look like. Sitting up in the back, running from something, guilt, remorse, trying to pray some karma away. But in the middle of the night, what are they doing? They're trying to project this energy onto you, shaman. You're a light worker. They feel like you're going to transmute their energy. That's why they're doing that. And you just returning it back to them like, don't come over here with that. Don't you do that. One thing about light workers, we're so sweet. We're so nice. We're so sweet. You know what I'm saying? We'll hold a mirror up to them. We're like, hey, we see you, right? How you doing? We can see you, right? They're like, oh my God, she's really tapped in. Oh my God, he's really tapped in. Yeah, collective. Listen, your light team illuminates everything. It's nothing that our light team can't find out. My angels are telling me they was up in the middle of the night, staring over a picture, staring over a candle. Somebody was like, I'm tired. Somebody was yawning, tired. These people are resting up for the 3 o'clock hour, okay, to project the energy out your way to try to stop you from doing something. And every time they see you, you seem to get more powerful. You have the power to control whatever this is. If this is a deity, entity, demon, spirit, you got the power to control it. And that's why they're afraid. So, healers, light workers, you're so wonderful. You're so radiant. You're so patient. You're so loving. You're so balanced. You're so kind. Okay. You done forgave these people about 50, 11 times because you could see it's something wrong with them. They don't want to know the divine for themselves. They're too afraid to face the divine. They ain't talked to the divine in a really long time. And so they're terrified because in order to sit in the presence of the creator, they have to admit their sins and they can't sin anymore. Like they're just out here doing stuff where they don't even have a reason no more. Nobody's fighting with them. This is pure hatred and jealousy. That's it. They can't say, oh, collective is doing this. Collective is a witch. Collective is no. Collective is sleeping at night. This is why collective wakes up looking like this here. Okay. And I'm just being honest. Yeah, somebody's mad. You're a superstar. You have no fear. You know the crowd is here. You know that people like you and some people won't. You're not for everybody. And you're comfortable with that. You've accepted that because you only want to be with the people that are for you. You only want to go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. And I don't even think there's a tolerance level here. I just feel like this is a targeted attack. Like these are people that did something and now they scared. Okay. They're sending in people to emotionally manipulate, but you see right through it. Child, the truth is just falling all over the place. You see the way the card just fell in my hands? I'm like, okay, spirit. Spirit was like, here they go. They lying. They yes, no, maybe they don't know if they want to lie or tell the truth. Clarify what's going on with these witches in the witching hour. What's going on? You're not receiving whatever this is, okay? They could be extending some type of olive branch, okay? Hey, how you doing? We're sorry. No, they're not. They're emotionally manipulating because the guilt and the remorse is not there. They don't regret a damn thing. They're just isolated, abandoned, separated, scattered, alone. Whatever they planning on doing in the 3 a.m. witching hour, they got something waiting on them that's real dark. Some of these people are jumping in the car at 3 a.m. They're running because what they tried to do was bind your star and your heart. And they found out that I just heard your spirit team that walks with you ain't no joke. Snapped and unhinged, instability and crazy. Oh man, this sucks, man. God damn it. These are coworkers. It's a workplace situation. They're lacking momentum. They're lacking creativity. You're feeling good. You are literally coming to work as unconditional love for your inner child. You know, it's so funny. This reminds me of when I used to work in a call center. And I was like one of the number one brokers, right? It's so funny. And there was like a bunch of people that did not like me for whatever reason, right? I stayed to myself. I did my job. I mind my business. I was like between number one and number three out of like 300 people in the office, right? To be number one. So much so that they set me up to be a mentor. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. Needless to say, I didn't know these people didn't like me, right? Until I got close to one of them and she came over. She's like, hey, she's like, you always just over there working, minding your business. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, and she talked to me. She was like, you're a really nice person. That's what she said. It's like it shocked her. So people had, I guess, passed judgment on me, but they had never given me an opportunity. And what they didn't know was I was a single mom. I was like, I got a baby. I got to go to work. I'm not here for chit chat. I don't need to go after work. None of that. I got to make my money. I got a child to get to as soon as I leave here. Like I was really serious about motherhood. And she was just like, she was like, she said something like, people don't like you or something like that. Like she was encouraging me to be more like friendly or open or overextend myself in situations where people didn't like me. And was unaware that they did not like me because I felt like while I come to work, I don't say nothing. I mind my business. I'm cordial in the meetings. I'm just trying to get to work, right? Like I like what I do. Nevertheless, okay, when she told me that, she was like, you really are a nice person. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm thinking, you thought I wasn't, right? Like, okay, whatever, right? I just took it on the chin. And she said something like, people don't know this side of me, or like there was talk around the office. So that Friday, when I got my commission, I remember I got like a real big commission. And they called me up in front of the office and I brought donuts for everybody. When I tell you they were going to, these people that had talked bad about me, of which I was unaware, they had to pick their faces up off the floor. What they did not know is that that was my last day. So as soon as they tried to get to know me, baby, that was my last day. I was slowly packing up my desk throughout the week, not because of them, but because once I was done with the job, I felt like, I need to challenge myself. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, this isn't fun anymore. I'm done. I got a big bonus. I was out. I had already put in my resignation and I brought them all donuts. You know what I'm saying? Really good ones, very good quality donuts. But either way, okay, back to this message. Hey, that's a true story. That's so funny. But people pass judgment on people. And in this case, spiritually, people thought they were going to step on your toes. Okay. That's a whole nother ball of wax. But this is something about the workplace. So somebody's watching you watch your work, and it's a witch in the twitching hour, twitching in the witching hour. Okay, it's witches twitching in the witching hour. Yeah, they are. They twitching out. They geeking out. They don't know what to do. They can't stand together. All these people, they can't put all their minds together and come up with a single thought. That was mean. But it's the truth, okay? I dare them to show up and say that it's not the truth. Were you not in the middle of the night chanting over that flame, burning that hexing candle? Oh man, they were wishing sickness too. Somebody wanted you to be so sick that you would have to call off work, like use your PTO, your sick days, something like that. If you're a boss, they don't want you to run your business. It's something like that. Okay. Oh, that's mean. They're just nasty. They're nasty spirited people, man. Yeah, something about the workplace, but in the reverse, it's in the reverse. And somebody could be abandoning a job. Somebody could be getting fired from trying to get you fired. Somebody knows you have potential to go up in ranks, supervision. Somebody knows you have the potential to be a supervisor or a boss. Okay. This is competition, y'all. They're weird. And you're guarded towards them. Now somebody wants to say hi, but they wearing a mask. Okay. Disingenuous energy. Yeah, you expose these narcissists. I love these cards. Big shout out to Intuitive Calves. Gang, 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 gang. I love these cards so much because they just tell the story. My spirit team loves to show me exactly what is going on. And it really don't take much. We really don't need the cards, but the cards are an extension of my gift. And it's about your victories. It's about you celebrating yourself. It's like, people being silent haters. As long as they're quiet, let them hate. You know what I mean? Like, just don't come up in here getting all loud, and we're going to have to handle that. Okay, clarify. Yeah, I just heard you ain't no punk witch. You ain't crazy. Which way did that punk witch go? Okay, that was mean. These are mean people. Okay, you're sweet though. You're compassionate. You're like, hey, hi, ladies. Hi, guys. Did anybody get coffee? Does anybody want a cronuts? I love cronuts. Yeah, do you want a cronut? Like it's like they just behind you hating. They've been up all night. They done ran out of sick days. Okay. Something like that. This does conclude this message. I love y'all. If this resonated, like, love, share. I will see you in the next reading. I love y'all. Peace be with you.